everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming out today. My name is Z. I'm the president of 4A, and I'm also the director of our spring production of Long Time Since Yesterday. We are about to get started, so please silence all cell phones, and please avoid using flash photography. Also, be sure to look through your programs and read through my director's note to you guys. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
3, 6, 9, the goose drank wine, the monkey spit tobacco on the streetcar line, the line broke, the monkey got choked, and they all went to heaven on a little rowboat. Quack, quack. Quack, quack. Wait a minute, I got a better one. What? Put your foot on the rock, swoo-wah, and let the boys feel your swoo-wah, don't be afraid, swoo-wah, because your mama did the same.
Oh, where'd you learn that?
From some girls. Oh, wait, I got another one.
What?
I want a pickle with a bone in it.
Oh, dear.
What?
That's nasty.
I know, come on. I want a pickle with a bone in it. Come on. I want a pickle with a bone in it. You gotta put more into it. I want a pickle with a bone in it. I like that one.
It's nasty.
It's fun.
It's nasty.
It's fun. Oh wait, haircut. I want a real different style today.
What kind?
Different. Grown up, but different. And not like Miss Robinson's.
You know what I want to be when I grow up?
A princess.
A lady of leisure.
And where'd you get that one from?
From Miss Thomas, I heard her talking about it with my mother.
Do you know what a lady of leisure does?
Know what? You lied. Who told you that?
Read it?
Where?
In a book.
What book?
The one my mother hides.
You lied. I can prove it. How?
He took me as I had always dreamed. Tenderly, passionately.
Passion. Oh, don't stop.
Like it, huh?
Oh dear.
I knew I would let him. I would let him take me with the strength of his man. Allow him to move through the channel of my life, giving waters and explode. To have him explode like the most violent of volcanoes. To have him erupt his passion. Consequences. I have no concern for consequences. I care only for this now. For his touch, his lips, his loving. I am his. I am his to take me as he so sees fit.
Wow, Lee, did you hear that?
Nope, I read it.
How many times?
4 or 5 times.
You read that 5 times?
Yep.
The whole book or just those pages?
The whole book.
You got any real nasty parts?
Yep. Want to take it home?
I don't know. No.
Why?
I can't.
Why?
I don't know. No backbone, don't have straight legs.
Ooh, I hate that expression of yours. Where'd you even get it from?
Grandpa.
You ought to give it back.
He says if people are afraid, don't have backbone or straight legs.
That's a yucky way to think about yourself. You ought to wrap up all your grandfather's sayings and just give them back.
You're weird. How do you think of things like that?
I'm ahead of my time. I'm a nonconformist.
A nonconformist. Who told you that?
I read it, and after careful examination, I decided that I am. It's what I want to be, besides a painter. I'm going to be a famous painter. Anyway, the two seem to go hand in hand.
What?
Nonconformist and painter. Oh, this feels so cute.
Your mother's going to kill you.
No, what she's going to do is grab her heart, back herself into the corner, look up at God and ask what she did to deserve all this. Meaning me. And then after her speech, haven't I told you about? And she'll listen. And she'll tell me to go upstairs and comb this mess out of my hair.
So why do you do it? You know she's going to yell and she's going to make you comb it out.
Why not? Besides, it feels good.
My mother says going through life feeling things get you in a lot of trouble.
Your mother's frustrated most of the time.
She's not.
She is.
She's not.
You told me so yourself.
I didn't.
You did.
When?
Last September. We were eating pomegranates on my porch, remember? Well, hell.
Well, dear, your mouth?
And what about my mouth?
It's filthy.
So?
It's not ladylike.
But it's fun. And besides, I don't think I want to be a lady.
Everybody should want to be a lady.
Not if it means we have to end up like our moms. Ugh, too many I can'ts and I shouldn'ts for me.
They're respected.
Who cares about being respected? I want to be daring, risky. I want to be
Be
like,
like Francine Lewis.
bet she has more fun than you do. Besides, what's so much fun about being a virgin and never kissed? I want to kiss someone. I want to put my tongue down Daryl Rivers up and have him put his hands right here.
You don't need that.
Yep.
Your tongue in his mouth.
Yep.
Ugh, that's nasty. It smells like spit.
It's French kissing. Doris Day and Rock Hudson don't kiss the way real people kiss. Besides, I think Daryl has cute lips.
You're going to get in trouble.
If you ask me, most of my life is going to get you in trouble. scaredy cat.
I'm not.
You are.
I am not.
Are.
Well, everybody can't be like you. Anyway, my father said that if it weren't for the weak, there wouldn't be the strong.
Your father, your grandfather, your mother. Sometimes you make me so mad with all the things you believe your family said.
They're older and wiser.
They're jerks.
They are not.
I don't need to talk about your family, but they're too boxed in for me. Look, Jimmy, you can't go around doing things because someone said this or someone said that about it. You gotta do what you want to do sometimes.
And you get in trouble.
So you get in trouble.
And you get put on punishment.
So you get put on punishment. I stay on punishment, but at least I have fun. Besides, who gets hurt? Nobody.
If you kiss Daryl, I get pregnant.
I didn't say I was gonna do it with him. I just want to tongue kiss him. You think I'm crazy? I do what Daryl, my daddy, finds out. He'll skin me and throw me across the porch. I'm not crazy.
I wish I could be like you.
You don't want to be like me. You want to be like you. Just do things you want to do, okay?
How do you know so much about life?
I read dirty books.
You're not right.
That's because I'm gonna die when I'm 21.
You're not.
I am. You see, I decided I'm gonna be an artist. That's because I'm ahead of my time. And I'm gonna do everything. Travel all over the world, have great lovers, see all kinds of things to be famous. But I'm gonna have to experience tragedy. Artists have to do that, you know. So I'm gonna die when I'm 21.
Nobody knows when they're going to die.
I do.
You don't.
I do. But in the meantime, I'm gonna be the best artist ever.
I wish we were real sisters. Twins. Then I could be like you.
Can you stop that? It's okay to be Janine. Besides, how can you be my twin? You can't even draw. And forget that lady of leisure. You do not have what it takes to be a lady of leisure.
Promise me you'll always be my best friend. Promise.
Promise.
I mean it.
I do.
Really mean it.
I do.
You'll always be my best friend and my sister.
Promise.
And you'll help me to have straight legs.
Janine, I promise.
Swap hair on it.
Jesus, again?
Swap hair on it.
You're gonna be bald with all this swapping.
And through the thick and thin, racial words and snarling grins, we will persevere until the end and make their small minds spin. We are the first, we are the best, we are the ones to hold the final conquest. And in the end, they'll look back and say, those Rainbow Six, they were more than a credit, they were more than erotic. Those Rainbow Six, with their brainy brains, they surpassed the pains. Those Rainbow Six, a few pranks and tricks. Those Rainbow Six, those Rainbow Six, those Rainbow Six, they were the best.
Dark emptiness. What? A little something I once heard regarding life after death. Dark emptiness.
Yes, this could keep Walter away. You know they say he hasn't stepped foot back in here since he found Janine.
Grief sometimes does that.
Now that's better. Beautiful. One thing you'd say about Janine, she had taste.
That she did.
Fine collection. And as usual, everything in its place. An education section, your area. Ah, Thelma, good old medicine. Must be Walter's section. And erotica. I wonder who influenced that.
So, tell me about that leg of yours.
Nothing much to tell. A tractor trailer jumped the median, caused a pileup of 5 cars on the interstate, and left me with my souvenir. Would have lost it if not for a lot of help from a good friend.
Oh, Madam Pansy Lou McDade, therapist to the rescue. Now tell me networking doesn't pay off.
She was a good patient, a real worker. She could have lost complete use of that leg. So they told me. Anyway, I've resigned myself to the distinguished look of my customized Canadian.
We all have our crosses to bear.
So we do. Besides, it wasn't all as bad as it seems. You know, during that dreadful cast-wearing stage, right smack in the middle where the pencil and the ruler don't reach, Lloyd and I discovered some nice kinky positions.
Wow.
A noted reason why the Reynolds clan continues to grow.
Well, someone among this group has to perpetuate the growth of mankind.
Now is that a dig or is that a dig?
How many is it now?
5.
Jesus had nothing to do with it.
How do you have time to run that preschool of yours?
Half the students are hers.
You're not kidding. What? You've got the best of both worlds.
So what's stopping you? As a matter of fact, what's stopping any of you? As you know, dear ladies, life will not stop and wait for you. You got to get on in there and get this slice of the pie before the childbearing years are a thing of the past.
Count me out. The thought of 2 a.m. feedings and diaper changes? Oof. Reminds me of time I was living in New York with this thigh-high poodle. Lady was her name. God, I was forever having to take that dog on a walk. Got rid of it as quick as I could. Could you see me doing that to a baby? I leave the child bearing and bearing stage of life to you, with my compliments.
I won't be quite as dramatic, but you'll excuse me if I do the mothering thing vicariously.
Give me one good reason why.
Well, some of us.
Don't you dare bring up that tired-ass excuse from yesterday. If you do, I'll personally strangle you with these 2 hands.
Well, you've got to admit, when God was giving out beauty, I was somewhere in line getting seconds on brains.
You see that? That kind of thinking is not healthy, Thelma. You made me so sick with that kind of thinking. I mean, you're not ugly. I've seen ugly people in my day. You're not ugly. If you just fluff up some. Have you seen your eyes? God gave Thelma the most beautiful pair of eyes with naturally long lashes. If you could just fluff up some, throw away those ugly-ass grandma love-about glasses of yours in the garbage. Invest in some contacts, makeup, a new wardrobe. You'd be surprised what you find. God, if I didn't spend half my money at the cosmetics counter, I'd be like plain Jane myself. Cosmetics do wonders, don't they? So, get your show on the road. You know I love you, but I hate it when you put yourself down like that. I really do. Does anyone know the whereabouts of the bathroom?
It's off the hall and down the line.
Laddie, would you be so kind as to escort me? This is as nice as again. Can't seem to break the cycle of reoccurrence. I drank the cranberry juice, but it's not cystitis.
The nerve. I mean, the gall of it all. What's she doing here?
I think you call it mourning the death of a friend.
LaVere was never Janine's friend.
That's a matter of opinion.
We're always on LaVere's side.
I beg your pardon. I was never on anybody's side. That feud was between you, Janine, and Labby.
And did you see the way she strutted up to Walter and asked for the keys for this house? Like she and Janine have been bosom buddies.
From the way the story goes, they used to be, remember? It hasn't been that long.
Used to, as in past tense. I can't stand the bitch.
All right, Pansy.
Sashaying up with those keys, like she was a friend to Janine. I was Janine's friend.
So we all were. Is Thelma raising her blood pressure over those keys? Am I? What is with you, Pansy? Walter gave the keys to Labby, and that's that.
Had you considered the man is still in shock? Besides, I heard Mrs. Earle tell Labby to get the keys from Walter and bring us over here. I'm sure there was no malicious thought intended.
The girls go all the way back to elementary school. Who's thinking logically at a time like this? Obviously, you're not.
You don't understand. I was Janine's friend. Me. They ignored me. The whole family.
No one ignored you.
I tell you they did. Not once did Walter ever come over to me. Nor did he respond when I offered to help with their funeral arrangements. I could have helped. I was Janine's friend. Not that.
But Pansy, the three of them grew up together. People forget about quarrels and falling out at a time like this.
I have stood by Janine since graduation. I was her maid of honor. LaVere wasn't ever invited to the wedding. They treated me like I wasn't consulted about anything. Not even the flowers. I could have helped with the arrangements, but no. Who did they contact? Who did they call all the way up from Mexico? That damn bitch has always been in my fucking way.
Okay, Pansy, I understand how you feel.
No, you don't know how I feel. Neither one of you understands how I feel.
I love Mexico. It was one of those romantic ventures we used to read about in those romance books. You know, the kinds we used to read on the sheets by flashlight? Remember those? You know, arrived with a little taste. Anyways, after Papa was a chapter, share of the nicer kinds. Frank and I spent our honeymoon there. Too bad we couldn't live there. Might have kept the romance going, but we moved north, my rose-tinted glasses cleared, and Frank changed into bland, non-spirited, non-committal man of the 70s, and my marriage went to good.
Where is he now?
Frank? Who knows? Who cares? We got a quick 1-2-3 divorce in Dominican Republic, and you won't believe, but we weren't through signing all the legal documents when Frank had visions of sugar pump in his head. The divorce formalities was finished at 11. He was married to young Miss 22-year-old Madeleine, what's her name, at 3 p.m. There she was, a complete carbon copy of me, right down to her hair tree. 22, and I was 34. The child even flew down on the same plane as me. I remember thinking, I liked her dress as she walked past me to the ladies' room. It wasn't until after the divorce and Frank's new marriage that I realized her dress was very similar to the dress he had bought me for my birthday a year before. I think I drank a case of brandy that evening, all by myself. So no, I don't know where Frank is, and I could care less.
I've been hearing some good things about you and your art. You're in Mexico now?
San Miguel de Allende.
There's an artist community down there, isn't it?
A few.
Elizabeth Collette's still down there?
Not in San Miguel, but she's still in Mexico.
I've got to get down to Mexico.
You're always welcome.
Laffy, our world traveler. How many countries is it now?
Don't make me count.
Well, you always said that you wanted to travel.
And travel she did. You ought to have to tell you about that Egyptian who wanted her to be his, what number wife was it? Third?
Third.
And that Nigerian prince or whatever he was. You ought to have seen the amount of gold those two had in their hand. Ah, she did pawn them.
That's right. You and Laffy have kept in touch over the years.
She better have. I would have killed her if she forgot me. That child is life straight out of romance books. A man in Paris, one in Italy, 2 in South America, 1 on this island, 4 or 5 on that.
You better watch out for movies.
I'm down in San Miguel. One man, one quiet life in my paintbrushes. It's safer.
That'll last long until they find a cure for herpes.
Listen, would anyone care for something to drink?
I could use one bourbon.
Wine? White?
To hell with this decisive and medication. I want a brandy snifter about this much brandy in it. And Dr. Thelma Carlson, don't you dare say a word about what I should or should not be drinking.
If you want to kill yourself, go right ahead and kill yourself. I sure didn't mean for that to come out like that.
Creep, it's okay. One of us was bound to say it sooner or later.
I can't believe she did it. Now me, I have the potential for the dramatics, but Janine? Suicide?
She was weak.
And Miss Levere Swan, pillar of strength, knows all.
Janine was weak.
You think just because you went to junior high, high school, and college with her, that makes you an authority on who and what she was? Well, it doesn't. You know nothing about her. Nothing. And you know what? I resent you being here. I resent you standing here all high and mighty, dressed like you were going out for afternoon cocktails, voicing profundities of, she was weak. What do you know about anything?
Please, can we please have a little peace for Janine's sake, please?
How do we have peace with her around? We're supposed to be in mourning, and Miss Artiste here takes center stage, discussing the many men in her life.
Wait a minute, I brought that up.
Who gives a damn about how many men you screwed for a few rings and a bracelet? Who gives a good goddamn? If I had my way, you would not be here.
If you had not had your way, Janine might still be alive.
Meaning,
Don't push me, Pansy. Just don't push me. I will tolerate but so much of your shit. You log that into your brain. I only tolerate you because I love Janine. Only because I love
love? Women like you don't know the first thing.
Don't push me or back up off me.
Pansy, come. Let me help you with the drinks. Pansy, come on. I could use a good stiff bourbon right now, and so could you.
Bitch!
Forget it, Abby. It's the day, the funeral, you know? What are you drinking?
Nothing.
Laddie, I'm not mad at you, and you're not mad at me. What are you drinking?
Brandy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I ask you a question, Abby?
If I say no, would that stop you?
No.
Well,
It's sort of tied into what's got Pansy in such a huff.
If you ask me, she's always in a huff because she and Laffy in the same room. It's like watching a cockfight.
please, Babs. A cock I am not.
Well, you two fight like two cocks.
It's about the keys.
What about the keys?
She feels, because she was Janine's closest friend, that Walter should have given the keys to her instead of you.
A bit juvenile, but
What with you and Janine having been on the outs for so long, and her being so close to her, she feels the family should have consulted her instead of you concerning the service.
And the question,
It's been a good 17 years since that flare of that graduation.
and
It does appear a bit strange the family would give the keys to you instead of her.
possibly
What's really going on?
life.
You're not going to answer, are you?
You're very perceptive.
Okay.
What do you want me to say, Thelma? She committed suicide. Some things are better left where they are, you know?
Okay. Some things should just be left alone.
Lavi?
This is she.
Lavi, this is a voice out of your past. Janine. Are you there?
Yes.
Please don't hang up. You won't hang up, will you?
No.
Good. I was afraid you would. I got your number from your mother. Our mothers are still members of the trees.
I know.
Mother talked Walter and me into joining. Oh, I married Walter.
I know. Are you happy?
Boy, you still go straight to the point, huh? Am I happy? I guess. He's still fine as ever. Great lips. Still kisses good, I guess.
Why did you marry him?
Why? Why do most people get married? Besides, you know his parents and my parents sort of decided to be a couple back in our first Christmas party. Remember? We were about 5. Sort of like the old days back in history, right out of one of those books, huh? You still there?
Yes.
Boy, this is good reception. I didn't think I'd get good lines calling into Mexico. So, how's the weather?
Fine.
And your love life? Your mother says you got a new beau. A sculptor.
Yes.
Older, I hear.
12 years.
Perfect. For you, I mean. For me, I just turned him into my father. You know me.
Janine, I'm no longer mad with you. I no longer think you're a spineless squirp, so just relax and tell me why you called.
You're not? I mean, still mad?
Jesus. You know how many years ago that was?
Long time. I was wrong, you know. And sometimes I am a spineless twerp.
Maybe not quite a spineless squirp.
Sometimes, I don't mean to be, it's just decisions in me never quite my forte. It seems sort of silly now, looking back on the fight.
Well, we were younger.
I guess I felt you abandoned me, reneged on your promise.
What promise?
You promised you'd always be my friend.
I never stopped being your friend.
But you said...
I said I would not befriend Pansy, and you ought to grow up.
I guess I still do. It's just, I didn't know how to have the two of you in my life at the same time. It was so hard. Always so much friction, and I was always in the middle.
It was a long time ago. So let's just drop it, okay?
Okay. Lavi,
Hmm?
we still sisters?
Yes, Janine. You're still such a little girl. Why'd you call?
Daddy died.
I'm so sorry. When?
Last night. I don't know what to do. Everything seems to be falling apart, giving way.
Where's Walter?
Walter's on another lecture circuit recruiting students into his med school. He wants to come home, but I told him to stay. He won't, but Mother's handling everything in grand fashion, and the trees are helping out as usual. But can you come? I'd really like for you to be here. Would you come?
Are you sure you want that?
Yes, please. Daddy would have wanted you here.
And what does Janine want?
Janine needs her friend. I still have your hair, you know.
You lie.
Truth. In a little antique box. You wouldn't believe how many strands of your hair I have.
Oh, don't tell me. My scalp aches at the mere thought. Janine, one more question. Pansy. Where's Pansy?
She's on vacation in Switzerland.
I see.
It's not like you think. I could have called her. I just talked to her 3 days ago. I have her number there. She would come, but I want you here. Do you hear me, Lavi?
Yes.
It's just easier with her there. I don't feel like I have to pick sides. Will you come?
I'll take the first flight out.
You will? Oh, good. I can pick you up from the airport and we can stop off for some Italian hoagies while you tell me all about your work. Lavi? Thank you. I love you.
You alright?
Fine.
Okay. Our very own doctor in the family. And she's opened her own clinic. She's moved right along since the grand old days, yes?
Your own clinic?
I have a couple of partners, nothing special. Just a little something for the community.
Note, there's no modest. I'm elated for your progress, but I wish you got into gynecology. If I get to sex
does the booze, the heavy lovemaking. Try a more gentle position.
Round about this moment, I love to try any position. You know the last time I had some?
Last night.
9 months, 3 weeks. Let me not lie. 3.5 weeks and 13 hours. November the 15th to be exact. His name was Sean Mears, a poor, wealthy, and less than desirable in the sack. A real Wall Streeter. Spent much of his time running his fingers through my hair and questioning the amount of Caucasian blood in my veins. Enough to make a person consider our Curie. Not quite appropriate, huh? Wonder where we ended up with those drinks.
It's hard to believe she did it.
Suicide in me? Yes. Janine?
What do you mean you, yes?
I tried. Ah, finally! And munchies? Caviar. Like I said, Janine always did have taste.
What do you mean you tried?
I tried. When? 2 weeks ago.
You're putting us on.
Putting us on about what?
Suicide.
What is happening with us?
I don't know about us, but I took myself a sensual bath in a tub full of perfume bubbles. Put on my sexiest gown, fluffed up my face, turned on the oven, blew out the pilot, reclined my body in my bed in the manner befitting Cleo, herself, and waited. Unfortunately, the neighbor's car alarm went off for the 6th time that week. The radio was giving me a headache, the gas was giving me a headache, and the rest is history. I opened the windows, got dressed, went out for some fresh air, and much to my chagrin, I'm very much alive to this day.
Why?
Why am I alive, or why'd I do it? Because would it be too much to ask for a refill?
You sure you don't want a Coke or?
I'd like another, please. It might be easier on your legs if you just bring back the bottle. Please, shot stares and gaping mouths do not appeal such an illustrious group.
What are you doing to yourself, Babs?
I don't know. Engrossed in self-pity.
Pity? For God's sake, why?
Little things, big things. I guess it's a matter of perspective.
And what's your perspective?
Mine? Babs tried to commit suicide. Janine committed suicide. God, what a gift to be back in Stevens Hall, blanketed by the safety of college life. You used to tell me I was lucky to have this hair and these eyes, remember? Well, it's not so lucky. Sometimes I look in the mirror and I think all of this a curse. It's so middle of the road, not connected to anything, close enough to everything. It shits. Life shits. I've been doing a little assessment thing on my life, and you know what I found? All these opportunities, all the fine things I get out of life. These eyes, this hair, the color, a calling card. A noted reason why I hold the anchor spot position in Minneapolis. It's called not being offensive to the eye.
You don't believe
The
that.
hell I don't.
And we're supposed to believe it has nothing to do with your skills?
In Minneapolis, white men who wanted black women, safe. Black men who wanted white women, safe. Corporations who wanted Filippo, safe. Thought you got lost. Thank you. Where was I?
I hope off the subject of suicide.
And I love you too, darling. Did I tell you Frank married a woman who looked just like me?
Yes.
Tells you where his head was. Or still is, for that matter. Wonder why men are like that.
No, don't you go lumping all men into that basket.
Okay, you're right. I'm wrong. 99%. That all right with you? You know what I'm like? Clarles Bishop. He was 13, I was 12. He wore thick Coke bottle glasses, was deep dark chocolate brown, and loved the hell out of Babs Wilkerson. Just because he thought I was nice. Sure as I knew where he was today.
You know what I wish? I wish everyone would respect this day for what it is.
And just what day is it? Oh, cute. Oh, it wasn't meant to be cute. I genuinely like to know. What do you expect out of us?
A class reunion, this isn't.
So a class reunion, this isn't. Now what? What are we supposed to do? Sit around in a circle, rock back and forth, and cry out loud?
I come from a family who believes in rejoicing at a death.
If you call Miss Drunk here a sample at rejoicing death,
Well,
do excuse me. I've got a phone call to make.
la-di-da to you, Miss Thing.
I'm for some fresh air.
Janine's death really has her in a tizzy.
It ought to.
She does have one point.
What?
The way we've been going on, you think we had nothing to be thankful for.
Beg your pardon, I've got a man who's so...
And finally, like the end result.
Babs, don't waste your...
Don't worry about what I waste. Just keep still, sit back, and let the master do her thing.
Why don't you just enjoy the ride?
You must admit, Babs has taken an abrupt swing of spirit, but you in the mind of the time that Janine had her doing a Latin face for that mock funeral.
Oh, Jesus.
Janine convinced Labby was going to die at 21.
I was.
Sure you were.
Gosh, that loud red dress, Labby.
You mean bright Chinese orange red?
Janine rattling on about everyone getting everything just right, and Pansy mumbling all the way to the bus stop about how ridiculous the whole thing was.
I happen to know it was not ridiculous.
So that's a Pansy.
Gosh, really, that loud red dress?
I liked red in those days.
You're gonna love this after.
What was the name of that morbid poem that you used to recite?
Emily Dickinson's "My life closed twice before it's close" is not a morbid poem.
You repeated it 1,000 times the week before the funeral.
That was the best thing out of the whole shebang, the funeral. Janine's orchestration of Labby laying in state in the dorm lounge.
For 3 whole hours, God, the entire campus marching around you, you lying there, hands clasped over breast in that fire engine red dress.
Chinese red.
Whatever.
And you're giving that eulogy?
Horrendously.
Now you, Janine, and Pansy were like 3 little pieces of pot in those days.
Pansy and I were never anything in those days.
Now,
It
Labby.
took me months to get used to calling you Labby instead of Lavere. Janine correcting everyone all the time, saying,
Labby.
I'll never forget it. February the 25th.
A snowy February the 25th.
quite snowy.
Janine waved her hands over the reclining Madame Swan.
Wait. Rise, Labby, rise, Labby. Lavere has gone to rest, but rise to life, Labby. Venture no longer in the darkness. And I just love this line. Set from beyond the veil.
Oh God, that's when Pansy started waved this white lace thing that had dyed this grotesque gray and waved it over Labby's body and
Rise, Labby. We need you, Labby. We love you, Labby. Life is here, Labby. And the child rose.
Janine missed her calling.
I'm happy to know we got an A for that event, which we are now making mockery.
So much for you dying at 21.
I died, didn't I?
And you rose, but don't expect me to gather the multitude and follow you down into Mexico. Funny. Janine was the one who thought we were all going to live for forever. I never thought
She was a light bulb, wasn't she?
On days she believed in herself, yes.
always good for a laugh.
could always count on Janine's theatrics to pull you out of the slump.
Into everything. I'm glad you and Janine straightened things out
I'll tell you the
before.
truth, I was really hurt when the three of you fell out on graduation day. I mean, graduation day? Lord, what time to do a thing like that?
Well, things have improved a bit over the years. Now if you and Pansy could patch things up, I'd feel even better.
I'll second that. I've never been much one for friction, except the kind of friction that Lloyd and I make beneath the sheets.
You tell.
She always did have sex on the brain.
I did not. I do now. But then I did not.
Huh, and I remember, there was a time we stayed over your room,
The night we had that freak snowstorm.
the precise night, and Janine's feet got cold, and you
Oh
told
God, please don't bring that up.
you told Janine to go and get a pair of socks out of your drawer, and she found a pack of
Prophylactic. And Alyssa spent the entire night telling Janine step by step what it was like to have sex.
I mean, step by step. She was the only one out of the six of us who wasn't a virgin.
Oh, you weren't a virgin, Lavere.
I was.
Why lie?
Why should I lie? I was a virgin.
You weren't a virgin.
And how are you going to tell me what I wasn't?
Because I know.
Would it be too much to ask how? Did you inspect me with your little finger while I was sleeping or something?
Okay, you two.
I told you, you can't have the two in the same space.
Without her telling me what I wasn't.
You weren't.
Can't you two be in the same room without me?
No.
And on that we do agree.
Well, it's progress.
I need a refill. Anyone else care to replenish their goblet?
I could use another one.
And don't you say a word.
I'm saying anything. I have a toll-free number to AA. Remind me to give it to you.
I'll just bring back the bottles and we can all call that toll-free number to AA.
I thought you two were going to try and be civil.
I am being civil.
What is it between you two anyway?
It's simple. I can't stand the
Bitch, we know. The question is why.
I don't like her type.
Oh God, so we're back to graduation day again?
Do you know how many years ago that was?
Too many for all this ruckus.
Look, Lavere is a mold of a type, and they're all the same. Self-centered and too preoccupied with their beauty, their conquest, their acquisition, and a lot too little concern for others' needs and feelings. Janine needed someone who was genuinely concerned with her.
Pansy losing thing.
Time proved who Janine's real friend was.
With a little help.
Like I said, time and actions proved who Janine's real friend was.
Pansy, how are you in that chess game of yours doing?
My game? Superb as usual.
A little short on modesty, isn't she?
What do you expect from from the woman who held the Northeastern Championship for women's colleges. She's moved from those minor victories to the chessboard tournaments of Europe.
Do tell. Well, now tell me our costumes graduate and become the Miss School of this world. Well, let me be the first amongst the ladies here to say I'm quite proud of you. Thank you. But how you managed to fit those tournaments into your hospital routines is beyond me. I'm lucky if I can make time to have a full course dinner.
That's because my therapy world is a lot different from your doctor world. Besides, every now and then I look up with a patient who has a good game. Keeps my game sharp.
I'd say bravo to anyone who can deal with that game.
A little too long and arduous for me.
Never could quite handle it.
It's all about skill, strategy, and waiting out your opponent.
Like I said, a little too long and arduous for me.
It does go on forever. And without any of the benefits of Monopoly, no get out of jail free cards, buying up Park Place, Boardwalk.
So how the baby's best to you?
I beg your pardon. I've been playing Monopoly since I was a kid. You can learn a lot from Monopoly.
You can learn a lot from chess.
Chess lacks pizzazz, color, it's gray. Like battlefields, a little move here, a little move there. Wait, move, wait, bang, wait. I like spontaneity. Jump on in and do it kind of spontaneity.
Oh yeah, that we know.
Don't we? Eloping with Floyd the way you did without as much as a hint?
Her chess game indicated she was capable of doing that.
How?
She plays chess the way she lives her life.
Oh God, please, I play chess terribly.
You're spontaneous. You're also lucky.
I think that's a take back to the day you beat out her own game.
No, it's not. But she is lucky. How did she obtain her real estate portfolio? A dollar bill and a federal government home buying program. And what does she own now? 2 apartment buildings
There's only 2-story, 8 apartment dwellings.
and 5 houses on top of Tyler Street. The neighbors call the area Reynolds Landing.
Reynolds Landing? You can start your own nighttime cereal.
And all from $1.
Do tell.
From the way she told me the story, she woke up one morning, glanced at the paper, and saw an article on the government's home buying program, and the rest is history. Now, is that spontaneity and luck, or is that spontaneity and luck?
Spontaneity and luck. It always amazes me how other people see things. Distance does that. I was about 10, my sister Joyce 9, Raymond 14, when our parents looked into our faces, looked around the room, the living room with the secondhand furniture, the small kitchen, the house and the home who gotten too much for them. They made a decision to leave. Just like that, leave. They placed a box of Cheerios and Kellogg's cornflakes on the kitchen table and a half gallon of milk we just gotten from the Borden's milkman and left. Raymond, Joyce, and I, we waited, but they never. Raymond called a family meeting over the Monopoly game we started to pass the time. The topic, our next move. Another pang of reality after hopeless periodical peeks at the clock in front door. Raymond said after 7 long days of waiting and 7 longer nights, he said that we were going to keep the family together. And we did.
Oh God.
Throughout the whole summer, until the fall, until school with teachers and nosy neighbors had the welfare agency at our door, they separated us into separate new foster homes, separate new families. Until that lucky morning when I placed a dollar bill on a piece of real estate and put together what the neighbors call Reynolds Landing. Well, I suppose it should be called Myers Reynolds Landing because I reunited Joyce and Raymond, and that's all of us up there. All of us. So much for luck.
You know, if I had known, I wouldn't.
Why should you? Why should any of you? All of you coming from respectable families? What was I supposed to do? And that's that I had dogs for parents? Not dogs. Turtles. Turtle mothers drop their eggs and then walk away. Was I supposed to tell you that? No. I let you believe what you wanted to believe. In the long run, it was better for everyone. I hated my parents less and got on with living and learning. We each have to do the best with what we get. But you look at our little lady doctor.
What?
Well, get up and take a look.
Real nice.
Really?
You look at that mirror already? Articulate.
Alyssa, would you pass me my glasses?
Please, Thelma, not those things. What you need to do is get yourself
are you doing?
I should be asking you that. I'm so sorry about earlier. I had no idea.
That was a long time ago, but I'm worried about you now. Are you doing okay?
Yeah. You know, it wasn't more than 2 months ago. We were in this very room laughing, Janine and me. We were watching one of those old Lou and Costello reruns, and she was laughing out loud. I wish she could laugh. She had such a great laugh.
That she did. It puts me in the mind of our first year together. Most of us were in Byler Hall, you, Janine, and Lappy always getting into this thing or the other. Janine, always laughing.
Like that time that Lucy tried to climb out the window on those blankets to see that acne-faced Tommy boy.
Oh God, Janine hanging out the window watching Lucy screaming, "You're gonna fall on your behind!"
No, you have got to say it the way she used to. In that little girl proper voice of hers.
You're going to fall on your behind.
And she let out that laugh.
You mean that whoop of hers? God, can't you hear it?
Hear it. Can't you just see Lucy hanging on for dear life on those blankets? All 200 pounds of Lucy hanging out the second-story window of Byler Hall.
And when Janine said,
If you fall, I'm gonna scream. I mean it, Lucy. If that blanket rips and you fall, I'm gonna laugh at you.
You sound like Janine just now, just like her.
Just like her.
you might be able to imitate that speaking voice, that laugh. Nobody could do that for her. Because when Lucy fell, when that blanket ripped and big fat Lucy hit those bushes, bounced up and sprawled on the pavement,
Janine let out that
Whoop of
and
hers.
then all hell broke loose.
God, can't you hear it?
I thought the child had killed herself. I mean, Lucy was laying out there all sprawled out, like a whale beached up on the sand.
Janine laughed so hard, she peed on herself.
She wasn't the only one.
I didn't.
Tell the truth.
Well,
Shit! I mean, did you see the way Lucy was there? One leg over here, the other one over there, under that 20 tons of lard that she used to carry
her
around.
mouth all hung open like
And that towny boy standing over her, staring down at her like she was crazy.
she was in shock. I mean, how many times did you get to see Dumbo do her flying act and her ears fail?
Barely did, because Lucy just bounced. I mean, that girl just bounced off the bushes and splashed.
You know, whenever I get a little low, whenever my spirits drop, I think on Lucy hanging onto those blankets, Janine hanging out of that window.
That laugh.
All I have to do is an instant replay, and depression instantly takes a back seat on the back burner.
She could make me so mad. But when Janine laughed,
When she let out that whoop,
It's hard to believe anyone with that much life in her.
I miss her. I really do.
Come on, save me. Don't know what to do. Oh, what are the lyrics again? Save me. It's your loving arms. You can save me. I will hold you.
it might help if you had the right melody and sang it in the right key.
All of us were not blessed with melodic voices. Besides, I've been told singing is good for the soul. My soul likes to sing. Yes?
What?
Give me one of those. What's wrong?
Why do you ask that?
Give me one of those motherly concern looks.
Why?
Yes, you.
Well, it wasn't my intention to give that impression.
You're not spying on me, are you?
Spying? Why would I be spying?
You seem quite comfortable in there.
I could say the same of you.
Alyssa, I'm simply trying to remember the lyrics of the song Jimmy used to sing. Pansy said it was Supremes, but I know better. Alyssa, will you stop that?
What am I doing?
Okay. To allay any mounting fears or growing doubts, I bring in here to retrieve a glass. This glass, a very elegant and beautiful brain center. Might I add, a tribute to Janine's impeccabilities. You could say I've grown attached to its touch.
I see.
What exactly do you see?
You've grown attached to its touch.
Sometimes you see too much. Got a little crowded in there for you?
you could say the air's a bit fresher out here.
It was on the verge of getting a little crowded in here for me as well. But I love you anyway. your mother's club? What's the name of that group again?
The trees.
Right, well, relay a great big thank you for such a lovely meal.
Ditto.
It's scandalous anyone can fry chicken the way that bird turned out. What's the name of your mother's club again?
The correct term is Social and Cultural Enrichment Organization.
Excuse me.
Do I sense a bit of cynicism?
Cynicism? For a group whose social morals determine the rising and the setting of the sun, why should you sense a bit of cynicism?
Looks like you bought the cork on the wrong bottle.
The ticks, the trees, that's what they are, ticks. Old, powerful, domineering, meddlesome, and let us not forget, benevolent and caring ticks.
Who also know how to fry chickens.
They're blood-sucking ticks who, they dictate what you can and cannot do, when you should or should not do, to whom you should or should not do, or marry. They are a nasty little batch of mothers and fathers who rule lives. My parents, Janine's parents, Walter's parents, they're a dangerous select group of decent, and I do stress the word decent, family-oriented professionals who promise success. See to success making you a doctor, a lawyer, a judge, wife of a doctor, lawyer, judge.
It sounds reminiscent of my family plan.
You should not be so blessed with such a family. They seem like the morning fog. You look up, and you're dead.
That's what you think happened to Janine.
They contributed their fair share. Life, people, complications.
Things would be a lot less complicated for me if I could just get the rest of these lyrics. Remember that song Janine used to sing, Save Me? Now listen. Save me, miss your loving arms. You can save me. I've been captured. Come on, save me. Don't know what to do. Cause I'm, well, help me out.
Cause I'm lonely without you, and my world's turned all blue. Tell me, what should I do? Cause I'm lonely, lonely, lonely without you. Come on and save me.
That's it. Okay. Cause I'm lonely without you, and my world's turned all blue. Tell me what's left to do. Cause I'm lonely without you. Come on, save me. I got it. Now, to make Pansy eat mud. What can I say? I've grown attached to a such. Save me, miss your loving arms. You can save me. I can capture. I will
Save me. Stand for somebody to do that. Alyssa, what do you know about power?
It's a great asset when the tenants renter do.
No. Ultimate power. The kind that, like this, representing lives.
Whose lives?
Lives. Power gives me the ability to do this with lives. Lives of the people I love.
Have you ever thought about leaving lives right there in the tissue box?
You know, that's all I've been doing is thinking, but I'm being pushed. And pushed too hard.
Babs never could hold a tune.
Neither could Janine.
She said that they used to sing in L sharps and M minors. That is definitely an L sharp. Interesting reading.
A long time ago, yeah. Janine and I used to read passages from this book on the back porch. I didn't even know that she remembered the title. It's funny what you learn about a person once they're gone.
It is, isn't it?
You know, I'm partially responsible for what happened with Val. I expected too much from her, demanded too much. I used to say, Janine, would you just try something for once? Stop being such a spineless twerp. Just try something you want to do. Who's it going to hurt? It hurts everyone, Alyssa. There are consequences. And I remember coaxing Janine into flipping the swings. Barbara Weeks and I, we done it 1,000 times. We'd flip the swings over. We'd push them as high as we can and flip them over the top bar.
Well, that was good and dangerous.
Who thought of danger? Correction. Janine, she thought of danger. Scared And I called her chicken one too many. And the one time she tried, she fell. Blood was everywhere. And her mother did have a fit. And I just wanted her to be strong. I wanted her to be her own person. But some people should be left alone. There are consequences for messing with lives.
I think you're being a little too hard on yourself, Gladly.
Maybe. But maybe not.
Well, I'm going to take in a bit of this suburban porch setting. Care to join me later? Okay. Lavi, don't think too hard on things that were never in your hands.
The roast ought to be done in a few more minutes. I'm glad you came, I really am. You know, I could never figure out what was missing here. I bought this and that and that and this, but still I kept getting the feeling something was missing. You.
You flatter me.
I don't. But I have something which might be of interest to you.
What?
This.
And what, pray tell, is this?
Guess.
I haven't the foggiest. What is it?
Patience.
Can you open it?
You're kidding. No.
These are all mine?
Every single strand.
I didn't believe you still have these.
Why wouldn't I? You're my friend. I'm glad you're here. You don't feel awkward, do you?
Why should I feel awkward?
I don't know. It's been a long time. A lot of years. So tell me about your life. Are you happy?
Yes.
I like that about you.
What?
The way you can say it all in so few words. Yes.
Well, I'm a painter. It's the writer who's abundant with words. Why'd you ask if I was happy?
Because I want to know. Gee, can a friend ask a friend if she's happy or not?
Okay, well, are you
What?
happy?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be? I've got Walter, a home, 2 cars, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Do you love him?
Why ask a question like that?
I want to know.
You're mocking me.
Well,
Well, on the subject of love, he loves me.
Janine,
He finally got his practice started and relieved to his parents and my mother. Now we can start a family of our own, which would make our families happy.
what would make you happy?
I am happy.
Do you love him?
I do. I really do.
But
Lappy, sometimes I feel like you can read my mind.
don't change the subject.
Do I love him? Sometimes. And sometimes things didn't turn out the way I thought they would, like in those books. I keep waiting for the earth to move, explosions, something.
You're still standing out in the peripheral. And Janine, you make it move. That is with a little bit of help. Walter, lousy lover.
No. I mean, who do I compare him with? Rayford Jones is hardly anyone to compare anyone to. I've only had 2 men in my life. No, I lied, 3. But the third doesn't count. 3 men, isn't that a disgrace?
No,
Lavi,
it's not.
well, how many men have you had?
2 men to count.
You see?
Janine, 3 men in your life is not a disgrace. I should be so lucky.
Really?
Walter, does he make you feel good? I don't mind.
Yes.
And he is versatile.
Lavi!
You
Yes.
wish. Orgasms.
Yes.
Why are you so embarrassed? You're married to the man, aren't you?
Yes, but
But what?
it's embarrassing.
Why?
I don't know, I get this way. On our honeymoon night, I kept getting the vision of everyone from the church and reception standing around the bed watching us. It was embarrassing.
Why?
I told you, I don't know.
You pretend like you were a virgin before you married Walter.
Well, half the world didn't know I was gonna make love before I got married. You should see the looks those people give you. Even now when I'm at the supermarket, one of the trees will walk up to me, look down on my stomach, and give me that look which says, when are you going to put all that screwing to good use? When are you going to make a baby? It's embarrassing.
Well, it shouldn't be. Not if you're in love and you're happy. Why should you care what people think about what you do in your personal own life.
I don't know. I guess I do.
You don't love him.
I do. Okay. I really do. He's a sweet man.
And your mother approves of him.
Well, it's important for your parents to approve.
You don't love him.
I do. I really do. I don't know if he knows that I do, but I do. Lobby, sometimes when he kisses me, it's like being in an elevator. You ever get the elevator sensation? I like kissing him.
Liking his kisses is not the same as loving him.
I like talking to him. I'm just afraid I'm gonna fuck things up.
Fuck. Janine said the word fuck.
I know how to swear.
I see, and tell me, why do you think you're gonna fuck things up?
I don't know. I guess I think too much about too many things. I guess it gets in the way.
Okay, tell you what. While you're adding 4-letter words to your vocabulary, add a little spunk. Next time you and Walter get together in the sack, and all the eyes of the township are around your bed, give them a little show. Screw his ears off, their eyes out, and give yourself one hell of a good time. Those visions are only visions of your mind, like the boogeyman, remember?
You know why I missed you?
I know. My raging personality.
No.
What?
I don't know. I just missed you. Oh, my roast. Walter should be home any minute, and I forgot to tell you. He's bringing Julie and Ray with him to dinner.
Julian, right? Janine!
What?
Janine!
What?
Good evening. This is Bad Fulkerson with the Eyewitness News. This evening, we are in the suburban county of the community of Ewing Township, New Jersey. Before us is the illustrious and attractive visual artist Nadir Swan. Ms. Swan, we were told you fly once a year to partake in the Trees annual German chocolate cake eating spree.
Once a year for the...
Trees annual German chocolate cake eating spree.
Oh, well, I do certainly try.
Our eyewitness cameras visited the kitchen of his lovely abode and found, well, it's almost unbelievable what this cake does to one's behavior. There's a Dr. Thelma Crossan in the kitchen, hovering over the cake with a very sharp carving knife, and she is threatened to stab and pierce anyone who attempts to take a slice of this most delicious cake. Please, our viewing audience, has this always been the effect of your mother's baking?
Don't say what?
I thought I'd bring you a slice before there wasn't a slice left, or before it was sauteed in blood. This cake brings out the worst in Thelma.
I see she's not the only one who's gotten addicted.
What can I say? Your mother can bake her ass off. How are you doing now?
You know me, I always hold up.
You've been a little too quiet for me lately. Both you and Pants. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Labby, stop me if I'm getting out of line, but this thing between you and Pansy and Walter.
What makes you think there's something between Pansy and Walter?
Well, I was there when he gave me the keys, and I saw his reaction to Pansy a little earlier in the day.
I see your reporter antenna are still operative.
Yes, you don't simply lose the knack because you move from the college newspaper to the anchor spot on the evening news. Here to talk?
We are talking.
A retreat, okay? So, I'm told he's gonna get rid of all this.
So they say.
And he hasn't been back here since he found her.
No.
Must have really loved her to react like that.
Different people grieve differently.
Grief?
Still fishing up a story.
No. So, what's happening with Baya? Still going?
Maybe in the spring. What I'd like to do is go home, have a couple of wands, margarita bombs, pull out my brightest tubes of reds and yellows, oranges, turquoises, paint and think.
About Janine?
About a lot of things. Yes, Janine, you're so persistent. I guess you know she called
I was told.
the day before she washed those pills down with champagne. She just as much as announced it. But how many times had Janine said,
I fucked up, Labby. This time, I really fucked up. You know what I'd like to do? Close my eyes and start it all over again.
Feeling guilty?
guilty? No. Hurt? Yes. You know, I heard it in her voice, the seriousness.
I'd like to close my eyes and sleep right through all of this.
It was as Expedia and book myself on the first flight coming here. Too late.
You tried.
I wonder if they give out brownie points in heaven for those who tried but didn't succeed. Enough of that.
When did all this heavy drinking start? We TV world people live highly stressful lives. It's par for the course.
You're gonna get cirrhosis of the liver.
So I get cirrhosis of the liver.
What are you doing to yourself?
What am I doing myself? What haven't I done to myself? I'm 37, single, lonely, divorced, and stuck in a rut. Great subject for Sunday Evening News Special, hosted by Babs Wilkerson. Good evening. This is Babs Wilkerson. Our topic for the evening: where the men of the 60s are. God, I just love to run up on one of those fine-spirited, driven dreaming, doing basketball playing, voice reading, rhythms and blues loving, nation building, woman loving brothers of the 60s. Too long on the title, huh? I'm still in love with Frank. How many years is it now, and I'm still in love?
Do you ever just think of going and seeing him? It would save your liver.
I did. About a year ago. You know what I found? I'm not really in love with Frank. I'm in love with Frank. You see, that little Medford Mass girl fell in love with that New York Harlem Frank in the 60s. Remember the 60s? I'm hooked on midnight navy blue black, 6'4", suave talking, intelligent, pretty teeth, good kissing, fine loving. I'm gonna be somebody someday, brothers of the 60s. I'm hooked, shit. Try to find one today.
Try to find one of what today?
The brothers from the 60s.
Who's looking for the brothers from the 60s?
I am. I did a special on our penal system about a year ago. My way of finding out just how many of our men are rotting away in there. You won't believe. Fine ones, kind ones, shy ones.
Sounds like a song to me.
Okay, laugh it off, but they're in there. All kinds of charges. Nickelbacks, subversions, being a panther, being a friend of a panther. All these fine brothers from the 60s behind bars. My heart.
How did we get on this?
Frank. You know, I felt good about myself in the 60s. The brothers were men. You didn't have to worry about the color of your skin.
She's rhyming again.
Damn, I miss the 60s. How you ever miss the spirit of the 60s is still beyond me. Damn the 70s and 80s. Everything's changed. Look at Frank. Complacent. Harlem revolutionary Frank. I need to be a man of mixture. You know, a book-wise, street-wise, cognac and Budweiser mixture. You think I'll find that in Minneapolis? Maybe I ought to move to Dorchester and work in a community center.
Now I know she's drunk.
I beg your pardon. I am not drunk. Now, tell me something, fella. Sorry if I'm getting out of line, but you know I always thought you were a beautiful woman, and I know what you think about yourself. I think you have a piss-poor opinion about your God-given attributes.
Stop, let's go out to the porch for a little bit of air.
I don't need any air. I'm really confused about some things, and I don't mean to offend you, but
Come on.
I told you,
Dad.
I don't need no air. Where was I? Oh yeah. How'd you ever make it through the 60s and miss the whole Black is Beautiful movement? How'd you do it? Dark clothes, thick glasses, corner of the room? I mean, that was the time to step forward and shine. You stepped backwards and hit. Why? Would it be too much to ask for an answer?
You want an answer? I don't have one. What do you expect? I mean, why is the sky blue? Why is one child to healthy parents born brilliant while the other stupid? I don't know. You understand. You met my sister Ava, my brothers James and Dawson. You got a good look at them? Could have come from your family, right? Now you look at me. Get yourself a good look at me. In my house, my family, people ooh and ah when a baby is born with light eyes, light hair, and God bless the lightest skin possible, your skin.
That doesn't mean your brothers and sister won't.
You did not grow up in my house, you understand? You did not have to live through the subtleties. I did. I had to be better than everyone, become a doctor, did they? You don't shake that kind of pain overnight. And neither you, the 60s, Martin Luther, Rap, Malcolm, Stokely, our new makeover is going to change what I feel. You don't think I tried? My mirrors don't reflect back the same reflection as yours.
It's not supposed to.
In my world, it is. And if that sounds sick, it sounds sick. And you'll pardon me if it takes me a little while longer to work this thing through. I mean, who knows? I might surprise you. Wake up one morning healed like in a hands-on service. But right now, I don't want to talk about it, especially to you. Now, if you don't mind, I think I'll excuse myself for a little of this northern porch sitting. Maybe the east winds will cleanse me, heal me. I might even return glowing with whatever it is you would like me to have. But right now, I need some air.
Well, I guess I fucked things up that time, didn't I? Guess it's giving me a bit of cirrhosis of the brain. Now to eat crow and beg for her forgiveness.
Are you going to continue to grit your teeth and shoot mental daggers, or are you going to get whatever it is off your chest?
You are one nervy bitch. How dare you presume yourself over this moment?
I didn't know I was presuming myself on the moment.
What are you doing here?
I thought that was obvious.
I resent you being here.
Fancy, it has been a long 4 days and an especially longer day today, so if you please.
Just what went on between you and Janine during the lecture?
Not that it's any of your business, a few phone calls.
I'm supposed to believe that.
Frankly, I don't care what you believe.
A few phone calls and she committed suicide.
Are you implying I had something to do with her suicide?
What did you two talk about?
Let's get one thing straight right now. I am a 38-year-old woman, and it has been some 30-odd years since I was a child, so don't speak to me in that tone.
I want to know what went on between you and
You want? You think I give a good shit about what you want? It was your wants that brought this to a head in the first place. You want.
What are you getting at?
I'm getting at nothing. I am stating facts, given me via the horse's mouth.
Labby, it's me, Janine. I was hoping I would catch you. Are you still going to Brazil?
First thing tomorrow morning. Janine, is there something wrong?
I'm pregnant.
Congratulations! You are happy, aren't you? Didn't you say you had decided to
He
have...
raped me.
Who raped you? Janine, who raped you?
I don't blame him. I mean, I guess if I'd been in his position...
Janine, what are you talking about? Who raped
I didn't mean to hurt him.
Janine!
I'd like to close my eyes, go back to June and change it all. But it's not that easy, is it?
Who raped you?
Walter.
Our fault? Why? Janine, are you still there?
Yes.
Jesus, what happened?
Labby, I need you to promise me something. Promise me you'll never walk away again. I don't think I can handle this by myself. Promise me,
I'm
Labby.
not going anywhere.
Promise you'll stay my friend.
Janine!
Promise me.
I promise! Whatever you want me to promise, I promise. Don't just tell me.
I thought everything was going to bounce back to normal. No one's ever died in my family before. Death, it changes things, leaves holes. All of a sudden, there were so many holes. I've been going through a crying binge. I can't seem to stop crying. Like the other day, a week or so after Daddy's funeral, I was walking through the park, and all of a sudden, I just started crying. For no reason, crying in the middle of the lawn.
That's normal, Janine.
I couldn't stop. Tears everywhere brought on by everything. Talk about losing control. And Walter, it just seemed his lecture schedule picked up, and for the first time in our marriage, I didn't want him to go. I didn't want him to go. I didn't want to sit in this silence. I needed him. Especially that weekend, I needed him. But he was giving opening speech or something, and how could I ask him to stay? What grounds did I have? The crazies? A spell of the cries? I called Pansy. She canceled weekend plans and came down.
You should have called me earlier.
Yes, but
No buts. You should have called. What are friends for?
I seem to have become such a pest these days.
You should have called.
Sorry.
This isn't bad.
You like?
It's not bad.
Not bad.
It's not bad. What amazes me is how you can have an obsession with caviar and be so repulsed by sushi.
Sushi, raw fish.
Janine, I know a few 100,000 people who would say, fish eggs? Ew.
I'll have you know, those are not just any fish eggs. What you're eating is Russian sturgeon.
My mind, the good stuff. Russian sturgeon and champagne. And it's not a wedding reception. So what do I owe you honor?
Friendship.
I'm truly honored.
And memory.
I see. And memory. Does that mean we're sharing this with someone or something else?
Daddy gave me a case of both to Walter and me for our anniversary. He always had great taste, and I thought it'd be nice to have some today since I woke up with Daddy, champagne, and caviar on the brain. So, in honor of your coming, sorry, I seem to be going through another one of my crying spells.
What are you friends for?
Thanks. You're a good friend. God, this is all so new, these feelings. Does it ever end?
Yes.
When? Death? It's something you can't prepare yourself for, is it? Did you feel this way when your mother died?
My mother? I didn't feel much of anything when she died. She wasn't the type of one who would love like a daughter child loved her. We didn't have the type of relationship you had with your father.
I feel so empty.
It takes its own time.
I hope time is on my side. I feel like I'm going crazy. Sometimes when I'm in here all alone, all of a sudden out of nowhere, I hear Stanley Witherspoon singing Precious Lord and
You need to get away.
where? I can't shut the voices in my mind.
You need a warm, bright sun, leave your worries behind kind of spot.
What kind of fun spot?
An island, Caribbean, Mediterranean.
I've got just the place. Hawaii.
That's the kind of thing.
Hawaii. God, I hadn't thought about that in years. Funny how you remember things. When I was a kid, Lav and I would take Daddy's Trenton Times, cut up into strips, tied around our waist and do the pool on the front lawn. There was a time the only place we wanted to go was Hawaii.
You and the beard? On second thought, there are other paradise islands off the East Coast.
My mind's made up. Hawaii. I shouldn't have to work too hard to get Walter to come along. He's due for a vacation. Thanks. That was a great suggestion. Hawaii. Funny how you forget things. Maybe seeing Labby helped bring it onto the surface.
Revere?
Yeah.
She was here.
Yeah, for Daddy's funeral.
That was 5 months ago. Were you gonna tell me, or was it a slip of the tongue? Thought out of place?
Yes, but I forgot.
I see.
Besides, talking to you about Labby isn't the easiest thing, you know. They were friends. They were close, Labby and Daddy. So I thought out of deference to him, she should know. So I called.
I see.
God, Pansy, it's been so long since the fallout. People change. She's changed.
I see.
What exactly do you see?
What do I see? Still raining outside.
Pansy, don't do this. I need you not to do this right now.
I didn't know I was doing anything.
She's different.
I see.
Would you quit saying that? I see, I see.
What do you want me to say? This hurts, you know?
Pansy, Laddie came up for Daddy's funeral. Why should that hurt you?
What? What did I say when you called me in Switzerland about your father?
You offered to come into the States.
And what did you say? That it wasn't necessary? That you'd be all right, right? Was that after you contacted with me? I'm supposed to be your best friend, but what did you do? What corner of the world did you pull her out of?
Mexico.
Mexico. You call her up from Mexico and tell me to stay in Switzerland. I'm hurt because, as your closest friend, I should have been here for you.
Laddie and Daddy were close.
If you don't mind, I don't want to discuss it
I need us to all be friends again. I've given a lot of thought. Why can't we leave the arguments and the past in the past? Daddy's death, it's got me to thinking. asking questions. We're on this planet for what, a brief moment? All the seconds are important. I've asked myself, what have I done? What have I known? What have I seen, felt? Having friends around you who share things with you, they make you feel. Living makes you feel, and I wonder if Daddy ever lived, ever felt, ever truly shared with anyone. He was always so safe. Everything done just so, arranged just so, his life monitored by his parents, the trees, mama. I ask myself if I've ever lived, if I really felt anything, and the times I felt, truly enjoyed, those are the times I shared with you and Lavi. God, it seems so long ago, those yesterdays. Those were the good times.
That was a long time ago.
It wasn't about being safe, remember? Everyone was discovering, finding, trying. I should have used those years. I wish I could have used them because I've got great big holes in me and I want them filled again. I know it sounds selfish, but I feel empty. I want to feel something. I want to enjoy something before I die.
What are you really trying to say?
Walter's not feeling them. I mean, he's a nice man. God, please don't get me wrong. He's a good man, a good husband, a good person. He's safe, not passionate, lacks passion. There is no passion in his living, and that's boring. Ewing Township is boring. My life is boring. Teaching is boring. And there are these giant holes. Every place, giant holes, and I feel home when I'm with you and Lavi. I wish the two of you could just make up because life was so much fuller when we were friends.
You can't go back.
Why?
Time moves on, life changes, people change.
Yeah, but
No, do you understand me? People change.
I know, she's changed.
I don't want to talk about Revere. I do not want to talk about Revere. I'm talking about me. About you. Janine, what do you want from me?
I don't know. I just don't want to be safe anymore.
It's almost showtime. I better be getting to that popcorn.
Do you ever think about the old days? The dorms, late night talks, sentences we didn't have to complete, thoughts we didn't have to translate into words. We just knew. That strange closeness women have with other women, we just knew, like fine-tuning. I wanted Walter to sense I needed him here this weekend. He didn't. I didn't have to ask, I didn't want to have to ask him. I wanted him to know it, sense it, the way I sense when he needs me. He doesn't have to ask. And he's not a bad person because he didn't know I needed him here this weekend. I don't love him any less because of it. I just want him to sense it. I'm just realizing there's a difference between men and women.
Yes, there is.
I wish me, you, and Lavi could be close again.
There was never any true closeness between Revere and I.
But you wanted it. I know, I saw. I did try.
Yes, I know, Janine, but some things you just can't force. I learned that from a great teacher. My mom. Look, you better be getting to the festival. Better make that talk.
That Sunday was strange from the start. The sun and the rain kept doing crazy things. Remember when it rained while the sun was out? We used to say the devil was beating his wife. Remember?
Yes.
We talked, Pansy and me, about things I hadn't voiced to anyone before, new revelations. I mentioned you had come up for Daddy's funeral. That went over like a thunderbolt.
You sure did.
She made popcorn. We opened another bottle of champagne and started a film festival of Lou Costello and Butterball on the set. I hadn't laughed in what seemed like years. I remember thinking that while watching Lou get himself into one jam after another, and then I was crying. I don't even know the transition from laughter to tears. Everything was garbled, confused. the images and thoughts racing through my mind. Daddy, Walter, new needs, thoughts. I missed him, Daddy. I needed Walter. I couldn't stop crying. She took a hanky and wiped my eyes. I could hear her voice saying everything was going to be all right, but I couldn't stop crying. She kissed my forehead. I remember the softness of her kiss and my mind. I saw Walter. For a minute, I saw. She kissed me. I remember going upstairs, Pansy undressing me, Pansy touching me, her fingers, the softness, her kisses, my mind. Say something. What do you want me to say? Please, say something. Don't you be silent. Say something.
What can I say? I'm not gonna judge.
I do. God, I do. But for a moment, I wasn't safe. I didn't care what anyone thought. I had finally made a move without consultation and approval, and I felt something. I felt. But my eyes and my mind, I couldn't get them out of my eyes. Reverend Johnson, Sister Miller, Aunt Louie, Mama, Daddy, all of them standing on the bed watching Pansy and me. Their disappointment.
Their disappointment is not important. What is how you felt?
How I felt? God, forgive me, but I felt good. I needed to be held. I needed arms. I needed kisses. And her words, I need you, so softly over and over again. God, forgive me, but I wanted her. That moment, that passion, I felt something and it felt good. But those eyes hovering over us, they wouldn't go away. They wouldn't go away, but I couldn't run. I couldn't. She was giving me something I needed. I couldn't run. I couldn't.
I know what happened.
Just what do you know?
Don't play games with me. God knows I took a long term in hell for what I could do to you. That won't bring her back, will it? Will it? Ironically, I don't even care about your sexual preferences.
My sexual...
Believe me, you can screw cows, trees, and bumblebees for all I care, but Janine, she was not ready for you.
I see you're an authority on Janine.
I knew her, yes.
How well? How well did you know her?
Implying?
You're jealous. You're jealous of what Janine and I had.
Jealous?
You always had a thing for her.
A thing? If that means friendship, yes.
Is that what you call it? I'm straightforward with mine. Care to come out of your closet?
My closet? Let's get one thing straight. If I loved Janine sexually, I would have loved her. You get what I'm saying? I would have loved her. No pretense, no hiding, no lying, no desertion. I would have loved her.
Really?
That check you can cash, deposit, and draw interest on. So you better count your blessings. I was never your competition.
I guess I should be so lucky.
Oh yeah,
Pretty sure of yourself.
undoubtedly. You had no right to do that to her.
Do what to her? You act as though she was a child.
In many ways, she was.
Janine was a woman, and she made a woman's choice.
Janine never made a choice about anything. You seduced her with the same tasteless scruples as an old man turning out a young girl.
Janine was a woman.
And you're a disgrace.
Am I?
And you mock every woman-to-woman relationship based on love and respect.
I love Janine.
You fucked Janine. She was nothing more to you than another piece of ass.
Really? You know I think had you all fluffed out? You wanted her all to yourself.
You're disgusting.
Jealous. That was the key to all this, right?
The key. The key, yes. Let us deal with the key. These keys? I think you were distressed at Walter's attitude towards you. Why he didn't give these to you. His reason? A scene he happened upon in his home, in his bed, between his wife and you.
I'm supposed to believe that.
Try the process of deduction. Who did he give these keys to?
pansy. But he saw and he changed. Everything changed. I should have known. It was weeks before we made love. Weeks of silence, a change in his mood, our eyes never meeting. I should have known. Then, one Sunday morning, strange, it had taken on a new meaning Sunday mornings. He made an announcement. Said we were going to make love. Imagine a command on making love. He rode me hard. Just took me. Didn't even give me time to put in my protection. Told me not to worry while he pounded away. When he finished, he got up, showered, spit the kisses into the basin. This past Friday, I told him I was pregnant. His face, emotionless. Walter's face, the man who wanted a house full of children, emotionless. There was just silence, long silence, the type that gives headaches, thick silence. He told me everything, a replay of every detail he had seen. I wanted to vomit. I couldn't. The knot just sat there in my throat, torturing me. He was torturing me. His eyes, the silence, everything torturing. You know what he said? See if Pansy can do that. See if your lady lover can make you a baby.
You killed her.
Oh, did I?
Just as if you poured the champagne and fed her each pill, one by one.
So let me get this straight. Walter's supposed to have walked in on Janine and I,
Unfortunately,
and Janine is supposed to have taken the pills because of this.
undoubtedly,
You know, I don't have to buy that. I don't have to accept this. I don't have to stand here and listen to you guilt trip me. Get out of my way.
when I'm through.
You're through now. I'm gonna ask you one more
And
time.
then what? And then what? What are you gonna do? You don't frighten me, Pansy, so what are you gonna do if I don't let you out the door? Give me a reason. Please just give me a reason to knock you clear across hell and back.
What's going on, Lavi?
What's going on? What's going on? You wanna answer? Fill in all the nice sordid details.
Where's my purse?
No! If you think you're gonna waltz out of here without owning up to what you did, you're out of your mind. You got that?
Calm down, Lavi.
Calm down. I haven't even started yet, have I, Pansy?
I have nothing to discuss with you.
Oh, but you do. I think you owe this one to all of us.
Where's my goddamn purse? Here. Somebody get this woman out of my path.
Alyssa, I have no qualms with you, so please back off. And you tell them how you came in here, into this very home, into this very, very room, and set off an avalanche. She couldn't stop. Tell them what sweet, nice Pansy did to Janine. Don't have the heart, do you? Can't live up to the deeds, can you? Thought not.
Will somebody please tell me what the hell is going on?
I need a drink.
I want one thing understood. What I do with my life, how I choose to live it, needs no sectioning from any one of you. In the name of setting things straight, Janine and I were lovers. I loved her.
We
I
all love Janine.
I don't expect any of you to understand, but I did love Janine.
We all love Janine, but it didn't manifest itself in the bed.
Look, I don't owe you anything. I owe you nothing.
Oh, but what about Janine? You owed her explanations, all the whys. Why that day? Why that moment? After all those years of platonic friendship, why that moment? Why the sudden distance, the immediate silence? And you talk about love? You strung her out. You turned her out and dropped her.
I did not
So much for your love.
I did not turn her out.
Oh, but you left her without the least bit of concern for what you've done.
For what I've done?
For what you did.
about, Pansy?
Don't you cross-examine me, Thelma. None of you in this room have any right to judge me.
No one is judging you. Personally, who you screw is of absolutely no concern of mine. What you do is what you do. And 3 a.m. when my head is on my pillow, my mind and my soul, they're at peace.
So much for not being judgmental. Babs?
What am I supposed to say? I'm surprised? I'm not.
No?
I suspected. Not between you and Janine, but I suspected. I kind of even developed a respect for you. Like the way you handle good female platonic relationships. Dispelled the vampire image of lesbians.
And now?
I'm disappointed.
Disappointed. My, how righteous you all are.
Don't you go putting us through a guilt trip. In many ways, Janine was a little girl, naive and innocent.
Janine was the woman.
And you used her.
No! You used her. All of you used her. In your own blood-sucking ways, you used her innocence, her naivety. Janine wanted to be a woman. She wasn't weak, vulnerable, innocent, or naive. She was a woman finding her own.
And you helped her?
I gave her what she wanted and needed.
You paint a revealing portrait, except you negate the true colors, the blacks and the grays. You asked what we talked about during her last week. You. Sometimes 2, 3 times a day. You. Your distance. Her feeling of being conquered. Where were you? Too busy living?
I'm supposed to be the bad guy because I care about our relationship with Arlene.
Janine had a relationship. A husband, Walter, or have you forgotten?
I never asked her to change anything. I never suggested she live Walter.
What a shame. You never sat her down and taught her the rules. Let me fill you in on something. That Sunday you were up there rolling around in the sheets. After Walter got a bird's eye view of the two of you, he chose a Sunday and went off. Went off and raped her. Giving her a motive. A vivid account of what he had seen.
No.
Then, 2 weeks ago, after telling him she was pregnant, I'm not surprised you didn't know, but she was. Guess how he viewed the baby. Guess! Something you couldn't give her.
Oh, God.
Do you know how many lives you've screwed? Do you know what you did to that man? You don't care, do you? I know. I've been watching you. I've been trying to understand, put the pieces together. And it's never been about Janine, has it? You know what I see when I'm looking back on the years?
I can give a damn about what you see.
Give a damn. You give a damn. Janine is out in a plot at Ewing Cemetery. You damn well better give a damn.
Or what?
Winning! It was all about winning! Graduation day, Janine gave me an ultimatum concerning our friendship. You motivated that. You orchestrated that. Years of friendship down the drain, and for what? Pawns, rooks, kings, queens? It was too much that Janine and I had become friends again. You just had to top it, had to win. Well, you won. You won. How's the victory feel, Pansy? How does the victory feel?
Stop it! Jesus, God, please. Please. What's happened to us? Can somebody please tell me what's happened to us? Look at us. Listen to us. All those years of dreaming, the things we thought we'd be doing, the people we thought we'd be, and what have we become? Drunks, dykes, nonconformists, crusaders, hiders? What you did was wrong. What you did with Janine, what you do is wrong. It defies what we stood for. It defies the laws of nature, the laws of God. And when you defy the laws of God, Elma,
Don't you preach to me about God. I know all about your God and his laws.
do tell what God.
Your God, a God you abandoned. And one of his laws in particular, Exodus 20:12. Know it?
I'm not up to game playing with you, Pansy.
No game playing. Your God set out a law. Honor thy father and thy mother, that
Watch it, you're on the verge of being sacrilegious.
that thy days may be long upon the land for which the Lord God giveth thee. Some law. Seems to me your God forgot an important one. Parent, honor thy child, so that they may not know pain, may not know neglect, may not be hurt. Did that blood just simply not matter to your God?
You see the need for that one. You know you weren't the only child to have suffered in youth. You don't own a patent on it. Not all of us grow up to be quite so sanctimonious and perfect.
I'm sure.
No! I have the floor. My turn.
I was born the sole daughter of Audrey Lucinda McVeigh. A beautiful, shapely, silky hair. Audrey Lucinda McVeigh. A mother of 3, 2 boys, 1 girl. A woman known for her vast knowledge of beauty secrets, jewelry. A woman who loved men almost as much as she loved her reflection in the mirror. Had to have her ego stroke continually. Had to have euphoric adulations gracing her ears never endingly. She had 4 husbands, all legal. Discarded them when they ran out of adjectives to describe her beauty. I used to have nightmares of my brothers coming down to the breakfast table to find my seat vacant, and Mama explaining in her sweet, sultry voice, Pansy didn't know how to talk to Mom. I used to wonder when the day would come that she would divorce me, discard me. We'd heard it so many times before. When Daddy disappeared, Daddy Jimmy, Daddy Rudolph, Daddy Mason, my brothers, they caught on well. They learned how to talk to her, how to stroke her, hug her, kiss her, and she would pay you well for your flattery. By your presence, all you had to do was be a man and know how to talk to Mama. And you speak of innocence. When my chest began to grow, my mama's eyes became more cold. Her words more bitter. There was no place for a daughter child in my mama's home. When I was 9, I asked my mama for a Susie Walkman doll. It was the only thing I asked for Christmas. I did everything just the way Mama liked to get that doll. Christmas Eve morning, she got a phone call. I knew it was from a man because she took a long lavender perfume bath after she hung up the phone. Put on her makeup, her silk robe, fuzzy pink slippers. I knew it was from a man by the way her eyes bit into me. I hid when Mr. Jones rang the doorbell. I held my head low when he gave my brothers any presents. I tried to disappear when Mr. Jones told my mama that I was growing into a beautiful, fine young lady. I prayed he hadn't messed things up. Christmas morning, no Susie walked me. Her excuse, the store had run out.
Where was your God then? Your God did not soothe me.
A woman soothed me. She put her arms around me one cool winter night while I was still young. And she loved me. Made me feel like I belonged in this world. A woman gave me that. And Janine, that Sunday morning, she needed these hands. I knew her longing. I understood her. I'd been there. I knew what she needed. I didn't plan for things to. At first, it was just friendship I wanted, but the more you rejected, the more you were my sickness. You had to come back and conjure up all these feelings, these wantings, this rejection. You were cut from that same cloth. You and Mama, that same cloth, that same cutting edge. Tell me, Lavere, what was wrong with me? What was wrong with me?
Nothing. I simply don't like you.
was mine.
Things were simple.
Why did you have to come back? I love Janine. Don't you think I would change things if I could?
We used to sit on the back porch, read erotic passages from dirty books. She'd sit there all wide-eyed and drawn to the rawness. Yes, Jack?
Audience, I hope you all enjoyed the show. Special thanks. Special thanks to SAG, PAG, TACI, Umoja, UMC, Maku, Brian Peterson, Megan Edelman, Louis Lynn, Hannah Spear, James Grant, Hannah Packett, the Women's Center, the African American Arts Alliance, Resource Center, Jim Kakovich, Chris Dillon, Peter Winnery, Michelle Muller, and Lori McCall. And a special shout out to the cast and set, for the cast and crew for all the hard work they have done. This play would not have been half as amazing without them. So give it up for them one more time. So we have to leave the space, unfortunately. So please make your way out, and cast and crew will join you guys in the lobby. Thank you.